I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Who is the lucky brunette?
Last name Beeswax, first name Nunia.
Oh, my third wife was biracial.
It's simple, really. First we...
What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
Sir?
The most you ever lost on a coin toss.
It's the Al Travis Show, but we love having our Wednesdays with Senator Susan Kent. She is part of the program, Yeah But, or Clean Up in Aisle 9, and we love having her on. How are you doing, Senator?
I am doing okay. I wish it weren't going to get hot and muggy this weekend.
I heard the hot, but the muggy part, I was under the impression it wasn't going to be as humid as like we had whatever it was 2 weeks ago when you couldn't step outside. I don't think it's going to be that bad.
And it's 85 and really humid. Yeah.
All right, time to get back indoors.
Bad for a couple days, and yeah.
All right. We have, of course, all the standard stuff we need to talk about. But there's all this weird offshoot stuff, and I'd like to just jab at them if we can because it'll just kind of be fun.
Round. Let's do it.
Well, I know I could never describe what porn is, right? But you know, when you see it, it's that kind of thing.
Yes,
I don't know
wisdom, that was wisdom from the Supreme Court.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing with being crazy. You probably very hard to write down the 5 things that make you crazy, but you know when you see it, right? Naked guy at the Capitol saying he's the governor, either high as heck.
I've always said I have a pretty sensitive radar. So yeah.
For cray cray? Yeah. See, I think normal people do, but here's what I want to talk about. Ryan Routh, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's the guy who tried to shoot Trump from the golf course. Yeah. So he's on trial for that because we frown upon it, and we should.
As we should.
So this is my point. Now, you might have to be a little off-center to try to do this, and he did, so I'm not saying it doesn't start with a little already leaning toward cray-cray, but he decides he wants to be his own attorney.
Which is never a good idea, even in the best of cases.
We give you freebie attorneys. We will pick up your attorney fees if you have no money. He says, no, I'll do my own. So now you're leaning more toward cray-cray because you go to jail for a long time when you try to kill the president. It's just not a ticket infraction. Right. And so third day of jury selection, the judge is getting teed off. So it's his turn to talk to the juror, find out what. It's a question like, would you stop for a turtle in the street? And just, buddy, you're going to flipping jail. What are you doing? And the judge stops saying, because it tells me the kind of person they are inside. He's doing this Dr. Phil weird, what kind of tree would you be if you were a tree thing? Can we just declare him crazy? I'm sorry.
It's an interesting question because it's like he has to have been, I would imagine there hasn't been a question that he's mentally competent to stand trial. Yeah. But then is there a separate line about mentally competent to represent yourself? I mean, it's like, and so if once you've decided he's mentally competent to stand trial, you have to give him some sort of leeway on the whole, how he chooses to make his case.
They had like 120 people signed up to see who's going to be jurors or not, right? And those guys are all sitting there wasting their day, waiting to see, and then they're getting asked about turtles in the street. I even think you got to have some respect for them. But here is the point, bringing it home, Al. Come on, why'd you knock this out of the park? We had a guy that literally was naked in the Capitol saying he's the governor. Right. That did not get him a bed in the place to talk to Dr. Phil or whoever's on staff there. Do you know what the level of cray-cray is to get help?
No, I don't actually know that. But I mean, that's in the world of professionals, and I'm not one of those in the mental health world.
But we're going to ask you all.
Please do. The challenge is when you don't have enough beds, even if you would have put him in the bucket, if there are people who are way worse, they get the beds first.
No, I get it. I don't. And again, here's bringing this all home.
We do not have enough. I mean, that's been a big problem in our ERs is that we're warehousing people who are having mental health crises.
And obviously, we need to fix this. But this is my point because they're going to have a special session. We're not going to talk about that right now. I got other crazy stuff I want to talk about. But when we get there, remember this conversation because at some point, we're asking the Susan Kents, you're not there now, but my senators, my legislators, to come up with that minimum bar. What makes, you can't just say beds are open and they can put anybody in there because at some point we have to prioritize because there aren't enough and I think naked, in the Capitol. To me, bingo, you hit the lottery, you're in. But I don't know that, so we're going to have that conversation in a little bit. What was the other? Oh, the other one I had, and I don't know where you're going to. So we're on the same side on that, right? You and I, maybe we get a 2-judge panel. You and I, people think someone's crazy. They give us a call. We chat, do a little room, and we say, no, cray, he goes in, or no.
See, that's not how any of this works. I mean, there are laws about making these determinations. That's my point, and we follow the laws. That's because we're a nation of laws, Al. I don't know if you've heard that. It's been a while since people talked about that.
Yeah, since Biden. Anyway, just here, I'm gonna poke the bear. Speaking of the bear, folks, side going, we get off the air last week, and I'm giving you crap about the bear. And literally within minutes, I'm getting a video of the mama bear and the 3 bears attacking your house. That's what
Stop it. No, they were eating the bird seed below the bird feeder. But it was so cute. They were right there.
Why are you putting food out? Good God, food out in front of your house. Bears eat the bird food. Don't put the bird food out. Birds will find a way.
They've never come anywhere near, they just walk through our yard most of the time. This is the first time, and our son had seen them out of the basement. So, I went out on the deck, and I'm looking. I'm like, where are they? Literally right below the railing. And so it took a while to see them. And it's so sweet because we've seen these little babies grow up all summer, and they're all 3 still there. And it was hilarious because mom and one took off. They sort of strolled off into the woods, but the other 2 are still there. Siblings, with the bird seed. And all of a sudden, they looked around. They're like, oh no, and they ran off. And they're so big, you could sort of feel the ground as they were running.
You said, I'm so surprised they're still there. Nothing eats the bear. The bear is the top of the food chain, even including you. Nothing eats the bear. Bears are going to be there, and the cute little ones until they're big enough so you feel the ground move. Now they're coming for you. No, you laugh. Your feet. Crazy video, but thanks for sharing. I actually zoomed in to see if your kids' arms were coming out of their mouth or something, like they've been eaten, but no. All right.
It's sunflower seeds. It's all it is.
Another weird thing, want to ask you about it because I don't know where you stand on this. And I don't know if it's RFK or if it's actually from Trump, but they're going to put a lockdown on pharmaceutical ads on television. Yeah. I'm a big free speech guy, so on the outside, I'm like, no, you can't let that happen. But as a human that sees all the ads, stop them. Please, good God, stop them. I get the idea, but I don't like it. Does that make any sense? Where does Susan Kent stand on that?
And I think fundamentally, there's a difference between free speech and policies about advertising. I'm sure you have lines that you draw on what advertising you might accept on your air.
Absolutely. If you're not going to pay me, you're not getting on.
A big list, but...
Thank you. No standards, Al. That's what they call me. Thank you, Senator Kent. That was really nice. Okay. I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit.
That tracks. Okay.
That's so wrong.
But, it's like you and I are both old enough to remember how peaceful it was when we didn't have to listen to 20 minutes of side effects every time we watched the news. And and they really have shown that selling consumers on pharmaceuticals has, impacted stuff medically that's not great. And so I think this is one of those times. I've thought this a long time, and this is one of those times that I think it'd be good to agree with
see, you're agreeing with my side, which is great. No, I don't. I don't
make that one thing only.
And I'm not going to hold it against you.
And here's the thing I will say, because when I was reading this article about this yesterday, the thing that'll be interesting is, and this is a little like the Maha deal, and RFK Jr. for years has been saying we got to get pesticides out of our food. Well, now Big Ag has weighed in, and suddenly he's walking that one back, and the Maha people aren't happy about it. Well, I'm going to be really interesting to see when big media weighs in on the revenue about advertising pharmaceuticals, and if suddenly the position's going to change because we have to kowtow to big industry. That's what the Republican Party always does.
What if we compromise right now on the show? Because I know what crazy is when I see it. I know what porn is when I see it. I know bad advertising. What kills the advertising. Of course, we put the rule in, you got to name everything that could possibly happen to you at the end of the ad, which we're all like, and how fast can a human say it? Cut it out. Right. Just get rid of that. And the other thing is, stop portraying us little fat folks like we're jolly all the time. The problem with the ads, you see the one where if you take it, and they're all dressed in the same color as the box of the medicine.
Jardiance.
Yeah. And then little fat folks doing the thing at the grocery store. We don't do that.
I hit the mute button on that puppy as fast as I can. That jingle sends me over the edge. I've heard it about 1,000,000 times too many. So
it's the dancing. I don't dance in the middle of the street. I don't dance at the grocery store. I don't dance in my neighborhood because the guy's Peyton and he's a chubster like me and he's got the Guardian thing. We don't do that, so stop it. The other one is...
And then there's the naming thing. I mean, come on, those names. But that's all because it's named for consumers. We could solve a lot of this problem if we quit marketing to consumers.
Can I tell the other ad that right now just drives me nuts, and my wife now drives her nuts because I point it out. It's on all the time. This would not be a beauty model redhead running into the sea. I don't know if you ever watch Friends, and the blonde gal runs really crazy because it makes her feel good.
Yeah.
This gal runs like that into the sea, and it's the worst ad ever. She's in a blue bikini. She's pasty white, like she's never seen the sun before, and she's got whatever the skin thing that she runs in there. You watch her run, and you will never stop watching her run. You're like, holy crap! It is the worst run ever.
That's another one that
stop it. Just get it off the TV.
Yeah.
So how about if you and I become, and there's got to be money in it. You and I sit there, and any of these pharmacy companies want to get an ad on. They got to run it by us, and we dump stuff.
I am fervently opposed to advertising pharmaceuticals on television. Have been for a long time.
You and RFK, you're in the same boat. Me, I'm a free thinker.
One little thing. Tiny little thing.
You know what, though? We've been doing this for 2 years. Finally, there's a thing.
We'll be back. Many things. Yeah.
We'll be back after this with more. Senator Susan Kett and Al Travis. Yeah, but
you need a friend at the Capitol who knows how to get things done.
And you're in luck, because that's exactly who we are. Your friends at the Capitol, and we deliver results.
At Momentum Advocacy, we bring decades of experience in lobbying, public affairs, and crisis communications.
From local nonprofits to national corporations, we help you move policy, manage your media, and make your voice heard.
We're not just seasoned pros, we're essential partners.
Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more at momentum-advocacy.com.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc. Midwest Money Management and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS Show.
We've got our Senator Susan Kent on the program with us, and if you've noticed, we're starting to get along very well. Then this topic came up. You brought up, you want to talk about the Supreme Court, and I think I'm phrasing you, Greg. The Supreme Court blew up the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah,
that's kind of graphic headline. I like it, but it's not exactly what happened.
Marketing, Al. You gotta use extreme language to get any attention in this.
I know you probably don't do this now, but I know you're marketing at one time. You probably were a little too early. I think you would have been a great memer. Is that a memer? You know what I'm saying? If you're in the business and you're got companies come to you and say, Kent would be our memer. Let's see what she's got for us. I think you'd be very good at it.
Historically, no. My little sweet spot actually sort of falls into the world of Twitter sometimes. I can be a little pithy, but no, I can't name things. I'm really bad at naming things. And so
I think you see things right, though. You see the weirdness in things.
I can't nail it into a meme is my problem. I can't.
I think the idea that you think the Supreme Court blew up the Fourth Amendment to me means you're a memer. I basically what they've said is in this, if I paraphrase it, in Los Angeles, where the ICE folks are going in, they're finding people based on, well, they think he looks like a Mexican person.
They're in a Home Depot parking lot, right?
Home Depot looking for work, and
no, they're in a Home Depot parking lot. Not illegal. Last time I checked. Yeah.
No, but some of these people are illegal, and this is the problem. So the cops got to use their cop instincts, their spider sense. Go check these people out find out if they...
These masked, unidentified people. Okay.
The Spider-Man, isn't that what I said? See, we're working together here. Spider-Man. But anyway, so the lawsuit comes, and it goes up to the Supreme Court. I was reading what I read from Kavanaugh. The harm to people who stopped and questioned, despite being lawful in the United States, including citizens, is modest for the idea that you got to find millions of people that are here illegally. How do you do it otherwise? That's what I don't know if that's the same as blowing it up.
That right there is so fundamentally opposed to the Fourth Amendment, because the Fourth Amendment says we recognize that if we are too aggressive in our search and seizure approaches, we are going to do harm to innocent people, and we're going to trample on their constitutional rights. And we, as a country, have historically been very careful about protecting the constitutional rights of people. And so the challenge here is that if you look a certain way, if you are hanging out in a certain place, someone made the point the other day, it's like if you're at your own home, doing repair on your siding or doing landscaping in your own front yard, if you can't immediately produce your papers, then you're subject and in the course of what has happened in the ongoing activities that have already taken place, and this is why the lawsuits happened, they did absolutely mistreat and trample on the constitutional rights of citizens, actual born in America citizens, as well as people who were here legally.
So let me ask you this, and this is not a bait you question, but it needs to be asked. So if we all agree that there are many illegal people in the U.S. that came here, we saw them flood the border.
I'm going to say, as a Christian, I think no human is illegal. There are people
have done illegal things. Bank robbers are doing illegal things. I mean, they're great human beings who broke our law to get in here. They
undocumented people.
Well, you can't get documentation if you sneak across the border. If you snuck across, so they broke our law. So we agree that they're here. How do you deal with them if you guys agree they're here? We just let them wander around because we can't ask, are you here? Do you have papers? They came illegally. They're surely not going to show up to court.
My answer to this is the same as it's been for the years that you and I have been talking about it. We should develop a sensible immigration policy that allows us to staff the processes to go through this so that we can deport the people who need to be deported. A lot of us believe that the folks who are here, if we had a rational process, we want to keep them here because they're doing important work in our country. I would say no.
And I'd
I
say
know
no.
you would. I know you would, and that's the problem. And I feel like that has, and now we're seeing the results of that. Right?
You pointed a finger at me and called me the problem. You pointed a finger at me and called me the problem. Here's the problem: by letting those folks do this, I thank you. By doing that, and I got to go to break. We got to go to break. By doing that, we then artificially lower wages for everybody. Oh, the people here won't do those jobs, picking this or picking that.
It's
you know why?
already
Because
happening.
people will do it for less. So we got to get it stopped. We have to stop it.
This system this broken system already artificially lowers the wages. We need the work done, and we don't have enough people to do the work.
Oh, you will see then innovation and the rest. We cannot have these people working for slave labor cost because they want to stay here working undercover just because it makes my life better. I'm against that. And shame.
It makes our economy better, and it helps everybody.
Except the guy working at the bottom of the totem pole. We got to go to break. You got to stop. We'll be back after this with more.